was asked if I would come and give a TED Talk, I was really happy because I've been trying to give one for a long time. And then I asked, what's the subject? And they said, enlightenment. And I started to think about enlightenment. And for me, enlightenment, it does, in my mind, I see some kind of light come on in my mind. And I see it, first I see it like a halo around a person. And then later, I think I see it as light inside of a person. And then if one of us has a lot of light inside, kind of enlightenment inside, and then it would spread from person to person. So what I'd like to talk about today is it possible to become enlightened ourselves, one person? And then, do we really have a chance to make the whole world enlightened? Is it possible for each one of us to make the whole world enlightened? We love these superhero movies, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Batman, Fantastic Four, Wolverine, Wonder Woman. We all would like to be a superhero, but what are the chances that you and I can become a superhero in this life? And I think there is a chance to become, and there's a chance for each person to be enlightened and to make the world enlightened. So today I'd like to talk about that possibility. And it starts with my own story. I was born in America, just a normal family. We have 4 brothers. My dad wasn't there, so it was just my mom. She's a school teacher. We didn't have much money. And then, so because we are 4 boys, we used to fight a lot. And we used to even break the chairs and the windows in the house. And then at some point, I got tired of the fighting, and I thought, oh, I will stay at school as long as I can. So I will stay in the library as late as I can. And there's nothing to do in the library except read books. So I read more and more books, and then I was able to get into Princeton University. And my mom was very happy, and I was very happy because I made my mom happy. Then in the following years, I was invited to the White House by the President of the US. I'm not going to tell you which one. And then everyone said, oh, he's going to have a good life, you know, he's doing very well. And then I think in the 3rd year of school, I got a phone call that they said, your mother has cancer, and she's going to die soon. And then I freaked out, and I was like, I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know if the university is a good place to stay. And I was feeling very confused. And then one day I was going to class, and there was a boy from India in my class. And he was sitting under a tree. And I was rushing to class. I never missed a class. And he looked at me like the Buddha, you know. And he went like this, you know, which the Buddha used to do to people. And I just came over, I said, I have to go to class. He said, sit down. You know, what you need to learn, you cannot learn in a university. You know, and then I sat down, and he said, you have to go to India, and you have to ask the Buddhist people, you know, what's happening to your mom, how can you change it? You know, don't stay here at the university. So I told him, immediately I said, okay, you're right, I'll go to India, you know. And then I went to the university administration, and I said, you know, I have to go to India. And I was hoping they will say, no, you cannot go. But they said, yeah, you go. You stay for a year. We will pay for everything. We will send a scholarship to India. Then oh no, I have to go to India. And so I got on the plane. I was very scared. I'd never been to a foreign country, and I flew to India. I don't know if you've ever been. This is in the 1970s. And they opened the door to the airplane, and I remember the first smell that came in the door was like incense, some kind of incense smell, like holy smell. And then right after that came the smell of India. And it was terrible. And I came out of the airplane and into the airport, and I'm looking for my friend, because my friend said, sorry, hang on. This is my Lama phone. Sorry. Only the Lama has it. Okay. Only my Lama has this phone number. Okay. He says hi. So I'm looking for my friend in the airport, and there's thousands of people milling around and yelling and screaming, and pigs and chickens and cows walking around. And I couldn't find him. I looked for 3 hours, I couldn't find him. And then later he told me, I never came to India, I hope you don't mind. And so I walk outside, and 200 taxi drivers are, do you need a taxi? Yeah, I'll take a taxi. Then I got in. He says, where are you going? I said, I don't know. Then he said, it's difficult to take you, sir. Then, do you need a place to stay? Yes, I need a place to stay. You are so lucky. What? My brother owns a hotel. Every Indian taxi driver's brother has a hotel. It's just his house, but they will charge you for hotel price. And I went to his house, and I went in the bedroom, and I closed the door, and I locked it. And for 2 days, I was afraid to go outside. And then finally, the brother, he knocked on the door. He said, are you in there? I said, yes. He said, are you coming out? No. Are you okay? No. Are you hungry? Yes. Okay, I'll bring you some food, but you have to open the door, you know. Then he brought some food, very beautiful Indian meal, and he explained in Ayurveda what each thing means. And then he said, why did you come to India? And I said, I need to learn about life and death of my mother, and I need to understand. Then he said, well, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to talk to the Buddhist people. I need to find the Buddhist people. Then he goes like this. He looks at his hand, his watch. He said, there's a problem. I said, what? He says, you are a little bit late. Then I said, why? He said, Buddhist people finished in India 1,000 years ago. There's no Buddhists in India, you know. Then I said, what can I do? My ticket is 3 months. He said, wait, there are Tibetan lamas. They are coming out of the mountains. The refugees are in the Himalayas. You go to the Himalayas, maybe you will find one. So I went to the Himalayas, and I did meet some lamas. And in those days, it was cool. You could meet the biggest lama. Just you could walk into the refugee camp, and you can talk to them. So after a while, I joined the monastery, and I became a monk. And I stayed for 25 years in a monastery, a Tibetan monastery. And it's a very tough program. You have to speak in Tibetan language. You get up at 4 in the morning. You meditate. You go to class. Then you do debating. It looks like kung fu or something. Like, like that. And you have to answer questions in philosophy and meditation for like 4 or 5 hours a day. It's like this. And then after 25 years, you will have your final examination. And you go to a public park, and you have to sit up in the front. And then each monk, in my monastery, there are over 1,000 monks. Each monk will question you, one by one, night and day. And it takes 3 weeks. Each one asks you questions, and you have to answer questions. And then the final day, the big lamas, your teachers, they will ask you questions. So last year, something funny, I found a video of my examination. I thought you would like to see it. So let's try. Then when you finish, if you pass the exam, you don't get a paper, you get to keep the hat. And for the rest of your life, you can call yourself Geshe. Then the Geshe just relaxes in the monastery, and we tell other people what to do. And we drink tea, and this is all your responsibility. So I was relaxing in my room, and I got a telephone call from the abbot of the monastery, the head of the monastery. He said, you have to come to my office. Usually we only go there for punishment. So I got the telephone call. I'll show you the monastery telephone. This is a telephone. We don't have any telephones in the monastery. You just give your message to a little baby monk, and he will run and give the message. And if he doesn't meet his friends and eat candy, then the connection gets cut. So usually you have to tell 3 of them, and you give the message. So I went to the abbot. Then he never said anything good to me in 25 years. He's a very tough guy. But he said, congratulations, in 600 years, you are the first foreigner to pass Geshe in our monastery, and I want to congratulate you. And I said, thank you. And then he said, now you are ready for your 2nd examination. There I said, wait, you didn't mention 2nd examination. Oh yes, but you're a foreigner. You know, we have special 2nd examination for you. Then I said, what is the examination? He said, you're going to go to New York City. Then I said, I hate New York. You're going to start a business. I hate business. That's why I came to a Tibetan monastery. Yes, and you are going to make $1 million in 1 year. Why? Because for 25 years we are teaching you how to change reality. This is what they teach us in the monastery. How do you shift reality, like in the Matrix movie? You know, how can you go like this and change reality? You know, we call karma, right? Then we taught you for 25 years. We want to test you and see if you understand how to do it in real life, you know. So we did this grand experiment. They sent me to New York. I had $7 to start with. I don't have any money. And I had to buy a suit. So I went to the place where they sell the, you know, Goodwill store? They sell the clothes of dead people there. And I bought a suit. It smelled funny. It smelled like dead person. And I asked my teacher, my lama, what business should I do? I don't know any business. Oh, you sell diamond business. Oh, I don't want to do diamond business. This is dirty business. No, we are sending you to the most dirty business because the lotus always grows in the mud. You know, you should go to the dirtiest business. And let's see if you can make it pure, you know, like that. So we started a diamond company with 3 people. I used the methods of karma, which I want to teach you today, how to plant a karmic seed in your mind. And now there are 10,000 people in the company. We reached $250 million per year. And in 2009, the company was sold to Warren Buffett. And I used all of my money to start a project for the Tibetan refugees. The project is now many years old, and we are teaching them to use computers to type in their ancient sacred books. And so for 28 years, we are training Tibetans to, in the refugee camps, to type in their ancient books and put them up online for free. So this is what I did with my money. I think all of us would like to have, I think there are like 5 goals in life that people would like to have. One I like to call financial independence. I would like to have enough money to do anything I want to do. I would like to have enough money to really help the refugees in Europe, you know, and around the world. I would like to have a lot of money and be independent. I don't want a big house because I don't want to clean a big house. And I don't want a big car because it's hard to park. You know, I want small, simple, beautiful things, but about money, I don't want to think about money. I want to have so much money I don't have to think about it. So for me, that was the first goal, financially independent. Then secondly, I think you can be rich, but you can be a lonely rich person. And I think all of us would like to have a beautiful partnership, a beautiful family. I think relationships are the second goal of a human life. It's the happiest thing in a human life if it's going well. It's the worst thing in a human life if it's not. I think the third goal is good health. All of us would like to be young. We would like to be strong. We would like to be healthy, not sick. These are all outside goals, I think. Inside, with financial independence, you know, with a beautiful relationship, with great energy, then inside I would like to be peaceful. And I would like to be like in a state of peace all the time. This is the inner goal. I think those are 4 things that everyone would like to have. And then 5th, which we've heard today, very beautiful talks by many people, I would like to do something to help the world. You know, I would like to bring those 4 things, that kind of enlightenment, to the rest of the world. I would like to share what I have with the rest of the world. So I'm going to teach you 4 quick steps that they taught me in the monastery. These come from the 4th century. And these are how to plant a seed in your mind for things that you want to achieve. First, I'll ask you some questions. Just answer me. This is the old Tibetan system. What is this thing? Yeah, it's a pen. Okay. Next question. If a small dog comes in here and I go like this and I show this to the dog, what will they do with it?
Chew on it.
Yeah, they'll bite it. Do they see this as a pen?
No.
They see it as something to chew. Next question. Who's correct, the human or the dog? Yeah, you can say both are correct. The human can write, the dog can chew. Most important question. If I come here and I put this thing here, and all the dogs go out of the room and all the humans go out of the room, at that moment, what is this thing? Pen or a chew toy? She has the best answer. She's going like this. You know? And that's correct answer. Right then, it's almost like nothing. In Buddhism, we call this emptiness. If you understand emptiness, you can make anything happen. You can make a $250 million company. You can help refugees. You know, you can do it if you understand emptiness. What does emptiness mean? If the human comes back in the room and they walk up here and they look at this thing, what does it become? It becomes a pen again, okay? Did that pen come from the human or did that pen come from the pen? From the human. If the dog walks in, it changes. It becomes a chew toy, okay? So the pen is coming from me. If I close my eyes and wish I had a diamond in my hand, will it change? No. Okay. It's not by wishing. There's something in my mind which is forcing me to see it as a pen. In Buddhism, we call that karma. Okay? There's a seed in my mind. When I look at this thing, the seed opens in my mind, and it forces me to see a pen. Who put the seed in my mind? We say only you can put a seed in your mind. How do you put a seed in your mind? You go to another person, you say, I have a pen, do you want a pen? And you give it to them. When you open your hand and give them a pen or money or refugee aid or whatever, when you release the pen and you open your hand, who sees your hand open?
I see mine.
You see your hand open, and the other person sees your hand open. When you open your hand, that image goes into your mind, and it creates a seed in your mind, okay? When you give something to someone else with the intention of helping them, with love, then this creates the record in your mind of that opening of your hand, creates an image, and that image comes into your mind, it presses on your mind, and it creates a seed. Okay? Then 2 days later, you go to a TED Talk, TEDx talk, and the guy holds up this thing, and that seed opens in your mind, and you see a pen, and then you're not a dog, okay? I only have like 1 second left. There are 4 ways to plant a seed. I'll tell you very quickly, okay? You can do it for money. For $200 million, you can do it for a partner. You can do it for your health. You can do it to help the whole world, okay? There are 4 steps, and I wrote it on a piece of paper for you. But first one, decide what you want, okay? Of the five goals I mentioned, decide which one you want. If you don't know what you want, put, I don't know what I want. I want to know what I want, okay? Second step, you must find another person who wants the same thing, okay? You must choose another person who wants the same thing. If you want a partner, you must locate a lonely person, okay? No, that's the second step. I'm not kidding. You cannot plant a seed on your own. You need another person to plant a karma, okay? Third step, take them out once a week and help them, okay? I like what we said about there can be emotional support. It doesn't have to be money. It can be love. It can be concern. It can be helping the other person to get their life together, okay? That's step number 3. When you talk to them, you hear yourself talking, and it plants a seed in your mind, okay? That's called a karma. That karma can stay in your mind for 100 years without opening, okay? And you know people who've done nice things and they've had a terrible life, okay? It's because they didn't know how to put water on the karma. So that's step number 4, and that's the last thing I have to say. The trick to making those seeds in your mind open quickly and powerfully, $200 million or a beautiful partner for your whole lifetime. The trick is to, when you come home at night, before you go to bed, you put your head down on the pillow and you do a small meditation, okay? With your head on the pillow. We call it coffee meditation. Don't ask me why. And you think about the beautiful thing you did for somebody else. You think about the good things you've done for someone else. And when you think about them, when you think about a karma, it puts water on that karma, and the karma opens in your mind quickly into the things you dream of. If you understand that, then those who want money will be giving money to others and being happy about it. Those who want health or a partner will be giving those things to others. Those who want inner happiness will try to make other people happy. And that's how you change the world, and that's how you enlighten the world. It's only by helping other people. Thank you very much.